Hi guys, so today Spellbinders has launched some of their new collections, and one of them being what I have in front of me here. This is the APG, or Becca Feekin Amazing Paper Grace. I know people ask what APG stands for. Sweet Serenade collection, and I think I have the complete collection here. It's like a little note card set, so we'll talk about it as we go through, but this is 4 different sets here that I have in front of me. I'm sorry, before I get too far, these items were sent free of charge from my review, and of course all opinions are my own, and any links down in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you were to purchase items through those links. This one I have is a scalloped symphony note card, or Slimline. So I don't know if you can see here, I'm going to close up. Both of these are like the main die sets. This is the Flourished Sonata. They also have like this little die piece here that you can use to score, and it even has a little area where you would just place that, so you can do that very easily, and you can fold it in half and make a note card, or you can just use this outer die and you have a Slimline. Let me measure those really quickly for you. Let's see here. I would say it looks a little wide, so it's 4 inches, just about, by 8 inches is what the size on that one is. And this one here is, again, just about 8 inches by 4 inches, so a little bit wider than a normal Slimline. It's going to be a big boy, a little wider. And then you can just create your base card from that, but we'll talk about that as we play with these. And this one here comes with all these different dice. We have the circular die that you can just do like a background with. We have also this scalloped die that is separate from this inlay die. So the inlay is just really ornate, and just you can pair those together, or you can just pop this into the center of anything really, and you'll have this circular, really cool pattern in your paper. And then it has a little circle there, so you can either cut that out or also use that as a little, more dimension, or however you want to use it. Same thing with this square shape here. So we have this square, which also helps you make a little note card. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then the scalloped outer piece, that gorgeous inlay, and then again that little tiny square, so if you want to use that, you have that. On this set, again, this is the Flourished Sonata. It does have its little score piece, but with this one, since these other pieces are in here, it goes right in here. There's like a little notch, I don't know if you can see that, where that tucks in. So this one has that outer die. Very cool shape, and then the inner inlay, which is this one here, and then from there there's also a frame, so you can definitely just play with these in different ways to make different layers. And then this guy was really cool. When I first saw it, I thought, oh, what is this? Because I had this one, and again, I get samples so they look like this. Yours will be on a carrier with some inspo, this one, and I didn't notice these other 2 pieces, but basically it's like a frame, almost like a mirror, and then you have these pieces if you want to inlay them to make it look even cooler. You have this piece here that cuts like all these little like frame pieces. I don't know if you can see that. It'd be these 4 pieces plus that center. So very, very cool. You can use that in different ways. Ooh, with some mirror card. That'd be awesome. This right here is like a sweet set that helps you kind of play along. Well, I just say kind of. I said it twice, huh? To interact with the other sets, so you can kind of change them up and then do the note card thing if you would like. I'm trying to see. This is the Perfect Harmony, we have Perfect Harmony note card embellishments. So that's this portion here. So what you can see is hopefully that this will make like a little flap to make like a little envelope. Like if you want to make it an outer envelope, and then you have these pieces that will make the note card that goes inside. To put your little score mark here, you can either score it, you can use one of the these guys to help you do that, however you want to do it, but this creates a little flap, like an envelope flap. Then we have all these beautiful decorations. We have this outer piece, the inlay, that will decorate that for you if you'd like. It comes with these little slits, because of course if you have this and you want to close up your envelope, you can pop this into the slit here. And then there's a decoration for that if you want. There's this beautiful kind of like, I don't know, stitched, or just like little perforations that you can put wherever you like. Or on this too, however you want to use that. And a little tag that has also an inlay piece that has like these little circles popped out. And then we have what would be the Sweet Sayings note card sentiments. So these are, oopsie, I try to get everything on here. I know it's a lot here. We have the words for, very stylized, a, we have to, we have hello, thanks, you, and note. So of course you can mix those up however you would like, or use them, just hello or thanks or however. But for you, a note, a note for you. Lots of things to play with there. So I'm gonna grab some papers and we'll try it out. Okay guys, so the other day I had worked on this beautiful card. I'm using Susan's Garden Club with the hybrid tea rose. Super pretty, and I had said I wasn't going to put a sentiment on it until I know what I'm going to do with the card. And so really quickly, I think just to make it a sweet kind of everyday card, I'm just going to grab the sentiment hello. I think it'll look really nice. Just popped right here. How cute would it be though with this little tag too? Maybe make it look like tea, you know, like if it were a tea tag. But anyway, I am just going to cut that word out with some gold paper and run it through my die cutting machine. I'll be right back. Okay, oh, look at that. Just super simple and just so pretty. Little addition. Again, you know, we have all these different words that go from thanks to just everyday kind of things. And then I have an idea with this little flap here, which is the envelope, to make like a gusseted envelope, a little mini envelope. So we'll do that next, and then we'll use the dies as Slimline or Notecards too. But let's just get this on here. And I think that'll be real sweet, just kind of placed there. Yeah. Very sweet. Finish off my card with a sweet little sentiment there. Alright, let me grab some papers, and basically we're going to use these dies. Let me show you. That'll also help me know what papers I need to get. I'm going to use a scalloped edge. Super adorable. We have the piece that will help us score it, because we're going to make an envelope out of this little envelope. We're going to fold it in half. You know, you can decorate the envelope however you like. I'm going to use the little flap here. And I don't know if you can see how it's beveled in right here. That's basically where you're going to score it. You can use the same tool of this piece or just score it on a scoring board however you want, but that's what's going to help you make your flap. We are going to use the piece that will cut the little hole so you can close it up, and then a little decorative piece to cover that up, make it a little more sturdy. And then these guys, again, you have a little tag. This you can also kind of pop in here. I don't know if you can see that they're the same kind of scalloped. So you can definitely use them in conjunction. You can use this on its own. You can just inlay this on the flap. I mean, there's lots of ways to use this. I think I'll keep this separate like this. So let me grab some papers to do that with, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have this kind of blushy, kind of peachy paper. Nice weight paper here. And, you know, I can line it up down here. So I'm going to cut this guy out. What I want to see is if I can do this at the same time. It looks like you can. So I'm going to go ahead and place this. But if you want it to be a slimline, you know, outer slimline, then don't put the that piece there. So what I'm going to do first actually is go ahead and tape this so it doesn't move. And then I'll place this guy. I'm just eyeballing where that's at. Place a good amount of tape. And then I also want the flap to be the same color. I don't know if it fits here. Oh, it could if I move this down a little bit, but I'll just place it over here. You know, we like to try to save as much paper as we like, but I'll just place that here. Get that going at the same time. If you have a smaller machine, of course, you're going to run these two things separately. So I have those. And then just from some white paper, I'm going to do a little accent. So again, I'm going to cut this whole thing so that the inlay cuts out of this pretty piece. So we are definitely going to tape that so they don't move. Okay, and then we're going to use this in just a second. I'm not sure of the placement of this yet, but if you kind of eyeball it, you kind of figure it out, but I'm not 100% sure, like I said. So I'm going to leave that for a second. And then I'm going to cut this out also from white paper just to have a little, that little guard in white. Okay, so I'll run these through and I'll be right back. Okay, so we have our pieces here. And I'm going to be careful with the tape. Also here I put quite a bit of tape, so I'm going to take a moment to be careful with it as I remove it. Oh, so pretty. Love that. And, you know, yeah, that score line, so it helps you kind of get that going. And so cute. So a couple things in my mind I'm wondering. do I leave the scallop so when we come in and put our little flap to make the envelope? I think I'm going to leave it because it'll be cute even on the back. It's just another extra little detail. But if you don't like that, you can just trim that off so it's flat, straight, should I say. And then you add your flap, right? And then we have these pieces here. So let me, oh my gosh, how beautiful. I can see that's super delicate. Look at that. My goodness. And again, we can use the same piece right here to help us score this little part, but for now what I'm just going to do is grab a scoring board, and it's easy enough to just place it here. And it's a 1/4 inch. You can tell where it kind of bevels in, so at the 1/4 inch I'm just going to do that. Now, what I want to do, I always score things before I glue them down, is make it like a little bit of a gusseted envelope. So of course you can make this envelope to work for the note cards, but this is just something fun I think I want to try out. So what I'm going to do is measure these pieces so I know what I need as far as the height there. Where is my, there it is. Got my ruler. Okay, so from here to here, you know, I'm just going to measure. If I put gussets in, that we're basically going to fold, accordion fold some paper. And I want it to reach like a certain height. Maybe here, you know, 3 3/4 would be a good number, but let's do 3 1/2. So 3 1/2 tall. And then, you know, do you want it 1/4 inch gussets, 1/2 inch gussets? Probably 1/4 inch, just a little something kind of small. So let me think about my math. But we do want it 3 1/2 inches tall. I'll be right back. Okay, guys. So you know, I am going to cut this extra paper here, the other side of that blush paper, and I think we're going to do 3 1/2 by 1 1/2, and we're going to score it at every 1/4 inch on the 1 1/2 side. So let me just cut this down. And of course, this is just because I want to make it a little bit gusseted. If you were just going to glue them up the sides, you could just glue it up the sides, and then you'd have your little envelope. But I'm doing this a little bit different. 1 1/2 by 3 1/2. So we need 2 of them, 1 for either side. And then all I'm going to do, again, like I said, is just score them every 1/4 inch. Place that there before I misplace that. So just across this whole thing, every 1/4 inch. And then we're just going to score it on those lines. So mountain and valley, fold it on each 1/4 inch line. And I'll do the same thing for the other one. And I will be right back. We're going to really flatten this out. Okay, I'll do the same thing for the other one. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have more pieces. They're going to be our gussets on the side. We have our little top, a little decorative piece, and this little guy that goes on the opening. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue this down now, and then we're going to make the little slit for this guy to kind of slide into. Right, we're going to need to know where that is. So I want to glue this down first. And like I said, I'm leaving this piece. If you want to cut those off, completely up to you. And where's my glue? Here it is. Oh, and in the meantime, I did trim my nails back. They're driving me a little bit crazy because 2 of them were a little bit cracked, and I just didn't want to keep being so delicate with them, so I trimmed them back in the meantime from the last shot to this shot. Okay. So I'm going to do this a couple ways. I'm going to hold this here so I can see where it's at. And I'm going to peek in the back. Now you can leave it up like that. That'd be cute. But it needs to cover, it needs to clear this area, right, to close it. So it needs to go up a little bit higher. So I just kind of wanted to start somewhere and see where we were at. Up just a little bit higher, a little bit this way. Let's see where we're at. Basically just fold it over, and that's where it should be, really. So now you can kind of see about how much higher up it is. Just a little tiny amount there. Okay, I'm gonna let that set up. Oh, look at that. So again, you can just put glue you know, along this edge, and close it up, and then you have this cute little envelope. But I'm gonna gusset it, but we're gonna gusset it after this dries and after we die cut this. So I want it to tuck in pretty well, you know, so as I'm looking at this, it's gonna make a little slit for us. So I'm gonna just eyeball that, like how much of that needs to tuck, especially because of the gusset. It's gonna bring it out a little bit, so you do want a nice deep area for that to tuck in. I think that looks great, so I'm gonna let that go, and I'll tell you about how deep that is in just a second. What I'll do is measure it so that way you'll have an idea. From the very bottom of the die, it's like 1 3/4 inches from the bottom. Okay, and I eyeballed left to right, so it's like 1 1/2 from the very edge. Okay, so what I'm going to do is run this through my die cutting machine, just like that, and I'll be right back. Okay. So cute. It comes around, and that'll fit right in there. How sweet. Okay. So now I'm just going to take my gussets and add them in, just on the very edge here, and then one on the other side too. And I like to face them in this way, if you know, with that kind of beveling out. If you like to do them the opposite way like this, you can stick it down this way too, where it sticks out and then in, but I think it just looks more finished this way. However you want to do it, you can turn it either way. And stick that down right towards the bottom, right along that scallop edge. Right there, just kind of knowing where this one might be. Give it a squish. And we'll pop the other one in. Also, I'll do the same on this side. Just pop it in and then close it down so it moves where it really needs to be. So eyeballing it that way, and then again giving it a good squish. And then here. Right along the edge, not to be glued together. There we go. And I'll just hold this down till it sets up. And just making sure it's not glued together completely. But look at that. I love it. Now you can make the gusset, you know, more. You can do more mountain valley folds. But I would just be careful, because if you put so much that it's so bulky, maybe this isn't going to come down. But what I would do is judge that and make this a little bit higher up, because this is going to kind of come out more, so the slit needs to be higher up. I hope that makes sense. So I'm just going to do this. So cute, and I was very gentle with that bone folding. Okay, and we'll finish our decorations. You have this little guy. Actually, this comes in handy, because let's say you didn't quite cut it in the right spot. This little lip, you can kind of help it move it up a little bit if you did make a little boo-boo, you know what I'm saying? That'll cover it up for you. Okay. And then out here, I'm just going to adhere this. So what I'm going to do is let that set up too, but I'm going to put glue on the back of my hand. Put glue where I can, and then just pat this and center it. Right here. Kind of paying attention more to that bottom, this part here. Right there. You could have done that initially too. Okay, I'll let that set up and I'll be right back, guys. So we have our little sweet gusseted envelope. And I'm going to be very careful with this because it's still a little wet. Look at that. So sweet. And again, we even have the little tag if you want to put a little tag on here. All right, let's try out some of the card bases to make cards. Okay, guys, so I want to try out this one here. So I'm just going to grab the base dies. And I'm going to make this a slimline, so I'm not going to use the little scoring tool or die. But what I'm going to do is take this inner piece, and I'm going to cut this beautiful gourd paper. I think that'll look really lovely in there. And then I'm also going to take that same one and all the other, basically all of them, to make this gold frame. So I'll have this gold paper. And whenever we do something like this, you know, you don't have to cut this away, but I know people like to save that middle part, so I'm going to go ahead and use that too. But if you don't mind leaving that middle section, you can just do the outer portion. So this is going to definitely make a frame. And I would tape it all down so the dies don't move. And I'm just kind of doing that loosely right now, but normally I tape it really, really well. Run all 3 dies through and we'll have a really pretty gold frame. And then for this guy, this is the card base. Put this to the side. I'm just going to cut my paper down. Oops, sorry guys. We know the die is about 4 inches, right, in the width. So I'm going to cut this to like 8. And let's do 8.5, just so I can score it easily. I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. Oh. So it's going to be a shaped card base. We have the 8.5, okay, and score at 4 1/4. This paper is really thick, so we'll see. But we're just gonna make a shaped card base, and I'm also gonna take another piece of the same cream color and do like a full piece. Because what's gonna happen is I'm gonna make a shaped card base with this outer die, and so it means is that we're gonna put it right on the edge and hang it off the hinge or the scored edge so that it doesn't cut. Okay, so we want to keep that, so the shaped card. But you see you're going to miss a little bit of it, like maybe 1/8 of an inch at this top part. So I'm going to cut another one of this out of just the beige paper to make a full background, and then we're going to layer over the gold frame and that pretty gourd insert. Okay, so on this one, again, I'll just put it like out here. You can see in here that it's not touching. It's like right on the edge. And we'll put our tape. And again, I try to line up the tape where my project isn't, so like towards the outside, just in case. Okay, and I'll probably put another little piece right there. And I'll run this through my die cutting machine, and I'll be right back with all the pieces. Just real quick, I want to show you what that looks like once you've done the card base. It's hinged, and there it is. Okay, I'll be right back. So we have our pieces here. This is the piece that fell out of here. Now I can die cut into this, which I might because I need a sentiment. But you can also just paper piece it back in, and it just gives that look of just embossing. It looks really pretty, even at that, right? So, however you want to use it. And here's our other piece that I had mentioned where we would put this on top. It's basically, I mean, to be honest, it's really close to being the same. Oh, I have these little pieces from the last time. But I'm just adding it. So, and also if you want to make this an easel card, you can just take this top part and score it like in the middle, and then it'll fold, and then just glue this piece to that bottom area, which we've shown how to do many times, and it'll make an easel card. So just another way to do that. But let's glue all these things down. I think I'm gluing everything down pretty much flat, so I'm just gonna do our different layers. And it'll just feel that much more sturdy. This is going to be completely covered up. Well, not completely, but this has its design. But if you wanted to do like maybe some embossing, run this through an embossing folder. Just give it a little extra in the background. Look lovely. And put that down completely. Oh, look how pretty that frame is. So I'm going to go on the edges wherever I can, because you can see the edges are pretty good border on there. And then if I need to put glue on the back of my hand and dab this onto my hand, I will do that. But I think I can just kind of dab glue wherever, and then I'll lay it right on here. Okay, I'll be right back. And as I let that dry, I'll also pop this piece in. Oh wow, look at that, so pretty. Okay, now I can't get it out. It really wants to be in there. All right. So put glue on the back of this and pop it in and let it dry, and I'll be right back. In the meantime, you know, I went ahead and cut the word thanks out of 2 different colors of coordinating cardstock. Again, that cream color, and then just some like same cardstock color that comes from the paper pack that I used. And I'm just going to lay those one over the other, I think. And then maybe we'll end it off with like a little bow or something. So let me just kind of get this going. We'll do a drop shadow. And I just put a little glue here and there. And I think I'm going to drop shadow it like this. So you can kind of work with each letter as you're going by there. I think that'll be nice. Aw. Okay. And then we'll just put it there, down this corner. And a ribbon caught my eye that was here on my desk, my work area table, that that has some of this color, but it's a little brighter. I thought that would be sweet. So we have that. Let me see. Looks like it needs to go up a little bit more here, huh? Okay. Yeah, this little ribbon, I thought, you know what? Let's use it. It's kind of a deep peacock kind of teal color. So finger bow. So again, over your finger, over the top, over the, around, up, over, up. And to finish off our bow, we need an end here. I'll trim that up better in just a second. Okay, so again, you go over both fingers, over index, up and under your middle finger, over index, up and under here. And this piece goes over everything. And now you've created this kind of area here, like a loop, and then this will just go under here. Tuck it in there and pull it tight. Again, if you pull this side, it's going to take away some of your loops. So you can arrange it that way though. Kind of play with it a little bit if you need it better arranged. I think this one goes this way. And then just look at your bow. Do you like it better with this on top? Do you like better with this line on the top? You know, however it is that you would like. Okay, sorry about that. I just wanted to get a scissor. That one looks cute already. So I'll probably do a little hot glue. If I use this glue, well, I'll go ahead and use this one. I just have to hold it down for a while until it sets up. So just a sweet little bow on that one. Like I said, I'm going to have to hold that down for a minute, but we just made a shaped card. Let's get that bow back. Let me clean up, and we'll try out making a little note card with the other set. Okay, good guys. So for this one, I'm going to use the scalloped edge here. We're going to use our little die in the center. Also, again, just like I did before with our little envelope, tape those things down really well. And I'm going to use the circular portions of this. You know, I'm getting wreath vibes from this. I think that'd be really pretty. So I think what I'm going to do with this one is cut a gold circle, just a plain gold circle from the gold paper I used earlier. So just run that through. And then with this one, I'm going to use all the pieces and this pretty green kind of moss green paper. And again, since we're using all the pieces and also the center one, so it looks a little bit wreathy, I think. Let's do that. This one has a bit of a Christmas vibe. Again, taping down all your dies so they do not move. I'm just trying to make sure I'm pretty centered here. And run all these pieces through, and I will be right back. Okay. So quick and easy. You just run this through and you have your little note card. And I just want to make sure I don't know why I put two pieces of washi in that same spot, but I did. Alright. Let's see here. Fold that in half again with that score line. It's already there. Super easy. And look how delicate this is. So pretty. And not so delicate that, you know, it's hard to work with. Like, it's just really gorgeous. So those are all going to go on there. And I'm trying to think if I'm going to pop this up. I think I'll just keep it all flat. So let's go ahead and actually glue this first, and then I'll glue the other part on. And then I think I'll just die cut the words for you and pop that on there. Really sweet and simple. Now, if you're making an envelope, clearly when you use this, this is not going to fit in the envelope. They're exactly the same size, right? what I would do in that case is make a shaped card with this circle, or the shaped card with the square die, or you know, just cut a little square note card yourself, probably 3.5 by 7, and then scored at 3.5, so it's like a 3.5 inch square. Since we measure this, we know it's about 3.5 inches on this inside part, however you like. And then you'll have a little note card that will fit with the same decorations inside your little envelope that you make. And I'm just going to do it like that. So pretty. Okay, I'm going to hold this down until it's set up, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so to finish this one up, I just cut the same, the letters in the same way, or the words in the same way with the For You, but a little drop shadow with gold and red. So we've done that a couple times here. And I think I'll pop this on here. And then I'll just add a few little like rhinestones just to finish off our card. And again, I made it Christmassy. I mean, you can use any colors and make it for every day. All the different sentiments you can add on that. So pretty. And how pretty would these be just for an element on any card, right? And let's put that on here. What I'm judging is if it's about the same extra, you know, here and here. So let's bring that in a little bit more. About there. So I'll hold that down. And then I'll pop on some little rhinestones here and there. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so here we have a few projects done with these Sweet Serenade items. Again, just the hello I popped on this. So pretty. A little gusseted envelope, which is just adorable. Pop some tea in there, something cute. Very sweet. We have the card. This is the next one we made. Slimline. We'll Thanksgiving type card, but also a thank you card. And then we have this one for you, just a little note card we can add to a gift or something. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Thank you so much, Spellbinders, for sending these items for review. I'll have some images for you guys, and links will be in the description box, and I will see you guys at the next one. Bye now.